Okay, Assalamualaikum and selamat sejahtera. So now we proceed to subtopic 9.3, fertilization and fetal development. So first of all, we look at the process of fertilization. So what is fertilization? Fertilization is the process of the union of male and also female gametes. So means that when there is a fusion in between the haploid male gametes or sperm and also the haploid female gametes or ovum, so it will produce diploid zygote. Okay, so in this process, there are two importance of the fertilization process. The first one, it will combine haploid set of chromosome from male and female gamete to diploid zygote. Okay, and then fertilization occurs in oviduct or fallopian tube. Okay, so why fertilization occurs in oviduct or fallopian tube? Okay, so before this, we already discussed about ovarian cycle. So remember, during ovulation, so Graafian follicle ruptured and it will release secondary oocyte. So where does secondary oocyte is released? It will release in the fallopian tube. Okay, and then the secondary oocyte is ready to be fertilized with the sperm. So that's why the process of fertilization is occur in oviduct or fallopian tube. And then second, it will activate egg through contact of sperm head with egg membrane, thus triggering embryonic development. Okay, so before we go through the process of fertilization, first kali kita tengok dulu the structure of the secondary oocyte. Okay, so this is the secondary oocyte. So the outermost layer of secondary oocyte, it consists of corona radiata. That consists of granulosa cell or follicle cell. Okay, so means that this granulosa cell or follicle cell is contained in corona radiata. Okay, then the next layer is zona pellucida. Okay, and then next is the plasma membrane of the secondary oocyte. Okay, inside plasma membrane of secondary oocyte, it has cytoplasm. And the last one is the egg nucleus. Okay, so now we look at the stages for fertilization. So stages of fertilization, there are 4 stages. The first one, capacitation. Second, acrosomal reaction. Okay, and then the third stage are fusion of sperm head membrane and secondary oocyte. And the last stage are cortical reaction. Okay, so we go through one by one. The first stage of fertilization are capacitation. So what is capacitation? The sperm will go through capacitation before fertilize the egg. So means that the process of capacitation will occur before sperm fertilize the egg. So it will occur during the first 6 hours after sperm enter female reproductive tract. So what happened? The secretion of female reproductive tract alter certain molecule on the surface of sperm cell. So, it will increase sperm motility. So, what is the meaning of motility? Motility means pergerakan. So, means that what happen ataupun kita kata apa yang berlaku kepada pergerakan sperm, dia akan meningkat. Okay, so the sperm ready to approach or contact to the secondary oocyte. So, remember during capacitation, okay, so capacitation will occur before sperm fertilize the egg. Okay, and then what happen in capacitation? It will increase the sperm motility. So, sperm is ready to approach or contact the secondary oocyte. Okay, next we go to the second stage, which are acrosomal reaction. Okay, so the sperm travel through layer of follicle cell of corona radiata. Okay, so means that once the sperm is already reached to the secondary oocyte, so this sperm will travel through the layer of follicle cell of corona radiata and it will bind to the receptor within zona pellucida. Okay, so once the sperm bind to the receptor within the zona pellucida, the binding will induce acrosomal reaction. So actually, what is acrosomal reaction? Acrosome release the hydrolytic enzyme. So if you look at the sperm head here, inside of the sperm head, it has acrosome. So inside of the acrosome, it has hydrolytic enzyme. So once there is a binding in between the sperm towards the zona pellucida, so it will induce acrosomal reaction to occur. So apa yang berlaku adalah the acrosome will release the hydrolytic enzyme. Okay, so what is the importance? It will digest through the zona pellucida. So means that once hydrolytic enzyme is already released, it will digest the zona pellucida, that enabling the sperm cell to penetrate through zona pellucida. So that's why the sperm cell will be able to penetrate towards the zona pellucida. Okay, so remember for acrosomal reaction means acrosome release hydrolytic enzyme. So the hydrolytic enzyme will digest the zona pellucida. So it will enable the sperm to penetrate through the zona pellucida. Okay. So next we look at the third stage, which fusion of sperm head membrane and secondary oocyte. Okay, so contact of the tip of acrosome with oocyte membrane will lead to the fusion of sperm head membrane and oocyte. Okay, so what happened? The entry of the sperm nucleus into cytoplasm of the oocyte. Okay, then the binding of sperm to egg trigger changes within the oocyte, leading to a cortical reaction. And secondary oocyte complete meiosis 2 to produce ovum and second polar body. Okay, so means that what happened to the secondary oocyte once there is a binding of sperm to the egg, okay, the secondary oocyte will complete its meiosis 2 to produce ovum. So maksudnya adalah if the secondary oocyte does not fertilize with the sperm, so secondary oocyte will not complete its meiosis 2 to produce ovum. Okay, so the last stage of fertilization are cortical reaction. So what happened at this stage? Cortical granules release enzyme which harden the zona pellucida, and then it will form a block to polyspermy which prevent additional sperm cell from fusing with the egg plasma membrane, and the male and female nuclei fuse to form diploid zygote. Okay. So if you look at here, okay, tadi kita kata masa third stage, there is a fusion in between the sperm head membrane with the oocyte. So once the sperm head membrane and also the oocyte will fuse together, so there is an entry of the sperm nucleus into the cytoplasm of the egg. So what happened here? It will triggers the cortical reaction. So what is cortical reaction? Cortical reaction means the cortical granules will release the enzyme. So what is the function of the enzyme? It will harden the zona pellucida. So why zona pellucida must be hardened? Okay, so it will block to polyspermy. Okay, it will form a block to polyspermy which prevent additional sperm from penetrate through the egg plasma membrane. Okay, and then what happened after that? The sperm nucleus and also the egg nucleus will fuse together and it will form diploid zygote.